Yo, today I'm playing as Sweden. I think 1.12 was a huge Sweden buff, and that is because they added the cultural commonwealth power block type. This lets you spread your primary culture to people, and Sweden has the Scandinavia formable, which means we can spread our primary culture to people, and then we can use this formable with the unification play to annex them, which is really good. The only limitation is it does have to be people who are the same language trait group, which for us is Germanic. So that means Austria, Prussia, Switzerland, Belgium, USA, UK, pretty much, are the Germanic countries. Yeah, it's sort of like everything that isn't part of the Roman Empire or like the Slavic parts of Europe. Now, this has two advantages compared to a sovereign empire that can subjugate people. One of them is that annexation is better than subjugation, and the other one is that it can work on major powers, and depending on the unification specifics, it can work on theoretically great powers. I think the only one that actually can work on great powers is the Federation of the Andes, because I think that one requires a journal entry to become a unification candidate. All the major unifications in the world are Yugoslavia, Italy, Scandinavia, Germany, and am I missing one? Federation of the Andes. My main goal for this run is going to be to get as much of the Germanic world as possible annexed by using that. Anyways, for tech, I'm going to start by researching water tube boiler, railways, then I'm going to go very early human rights because we want to get multiculturalism. Also create my cultural commonwealth as freedom of movement. This, along with multiculturalism, will let us get a lot of migration, I think, like a really big amount, especially if we use like greener grass. Also going to spam some enlistment efforts and then get as many lancers as possible. This is because my plan for a day one war is actually going to be against the USA. We're going to need Britain's help for that. With Britain's help, it's going to be incredibly easy. I should actually do like North Sea in England instead of... should I do North Sea? Maybe let's do like Rhine instead. But the main thing is we want to invade the USA as early as possible. Now, there is actually some RNG with your starting relations with Great Britain. Wait, what? Huh? I really thought I remembered checking in them being at zero relations on this, but apparently not. So I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit to do that war that I plan on declaring. Anyways, let's just start doing the stuff that we need for that, which is investment rights, trade privileges, alliance. We need to give Britain an obligation. Let's quickly tick a tick because we have the enlistment efforts. Now Britain's much more willing to accept. We actually don't have to give them investment rights. In some of my test games, they were cautious instead of protective. So now, since they're protective, they're going to do this for a lot less. We can just do a tree like this, and that actually works, which is pretty nice. Let's just offer this to them. If they say no, we can always add some like trading stuff as well. I'll establish Swedish forestries in my first company, vet tooling workshops, and some extra stuff here. And then I guess for construction, we can build some coal mines in Scania. We are going to need that, as well as upgrading our PMs to Atmo engine. All right, we're going to be running a big coal shortage and tool shortage, I guess. Let's remove tariffs. That's going to be important. Anyways, I guess I have to declare a different day one war. My plan was going to be to declare on month one war against USA. But since our relations with Britain are minus 30 this time, it seems random between 0 and minus 30, but also I thought I had a 0 this game, so maybe there's something that causes it to go down as well. I'm going to make my day one war Denmark Protectorate. Now, this isn't actually all that useful because we can theoretically just annex Denmark through Scandinavia, but I don't really know what else to do, and we can maybe try to stop Prussia from taking Schleswig-Holstein liberated, which we really don't want them to do that because, you know, if they liberate Schleswig and Holstein, then they'll form North German Fed, which will make it a lot harder to make them below great power to disband their bloc. So yeah, we can just call UK to our side, and this war should be pretty much free because, yeah, it's Denmark. I guess I'll put in humiliate Denmark to make them a little bit likely to back down because I am spending quite a bit on army. Oh yeah, we do get them to back down, which is nice. We don't have to have our army mobilized for that war. Maybe I should declare some rivalry so we can improve relations with Denmark and stuff. Who do I want to rival? Probably people who we can't get into the bloc really, so like Russia, Ottomans, Two Sicilies. Maybe rivaling Russia isn't great because they might join against us with Prussia, you know, that wouldn't be great. I guess I'll rival Spain as well. And then I'll improve relations with like Prussia, Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Norway, something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna go up to high taxes so I stop running a negative balance. It looks like no more consumption tax would really give us too much money. Just don't want to run a negative balance if possible. Might be worth building another construction sector to let the private queue do some stuff. I don't know. I think I want to build up a little bit more gold reserves before I consider that. Norway wants investment rights in us? I guess I'll say yes. I don't really know how to think about this because they did make it so that having ownership in your overlord gives you like a huge reduction in liberty desire, but I don't know how that makes you want to evaluate giving the investment rights privilege to your subjects. Okay, well it's time for war with USA. I wanted to go for like conquer New York, but France would be too likely to join. So instead we have to go for like humiliation, but first let's change our government to align with UK. PB Intelligentsia Industrialists. See. Yep. -22. Now, we're gonna want to call Britain to our side. So we're gonna get to 21 escalation and call Britain into our side. By the way, the reason I declare for humiliation instead of a liberation is liberations break your ability to add conquest war goals now for some reason. So now I'm gonna add in conquer New York and then liberate New England or New Africa, New England or New Africa, New England or New Africa. So this has 2.5 million GDP. New Africa, has like a lot more, right? Does it? It's actually kind of close. Okay, it's actually incredibly close in GDP between New England and New Africa. So I'm gonna do New England just for the slightly cleaner borders, and then I will primary that to make UK or make USA a little bit less likely to back down, because we would really prefer the UK or the USA to not back down. Now I'm gonna split off a little bit of my troops so that we don't suffer too much of a naval invasion penalty. Let's split off. I didn't know we had hussars and stuff. Interesting. We're gonna split off all these guys. That's gonna get us like 17 army. Let's get like one more mobile artillery, and that's gonna be the size of our navy. We can do that. Get the lancers and mobile artillery upgraded, and this is gonna be the army we try to use to help out. Or I guess we don't necessarily need to do a naval invasion, but I think I'm gonna try a naval invasion into DC as my way of helping distract USA. Stuff like this is really good for weakening USA early, which is the main goal of this war. Try to weaken USA as much as possible so that we will but eventually get them to major power status, because a major power USA is one that we can spread our culture to and annex. Looks like they've got some guards on DC, so maybe let's do our naval invasion on New York. See if they maybe move their army or if they decide to split off troops. Looks like right now they're just using their navy, but my navy should win that naval battle. Yeah, it does. So we're gonna start our landing into DC, or I mean into New York, and we'll see what they do about that. If they just let me land New York, that should be really good for us. Wait, is USA seriously beating Britain? Okay, we have to actually go on this front with our like other army to make sure we can do okay. Looks like we're just gonna land for free into New York, which I guess we'll take. Looks like USA is just kind of keeping most of their army sitting in DC, which is a little bit weird. Or not most of it, but a very significant fraction of it. Yeah, now we've got a huge advantage now that we've landed with this army, because USA just does not have enough troops for this, which is very good. Okay, we don't actually have to enforce humiliation, unless it actually might be to drop them to major power status, which might be useful for reducing their immigration. Yeah, actually, let's go for humiliation, because we might be able to get them down to being a major power, which would reduce their immigration, which is a good way to weaken USA, of course. Looks like it. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe they'll end up getting reduced to major power status. Anyway, we can start incorporating New York. It's going to take 15 years, but that is, of course, a huge pickup for Sweden. We've got New England here, which we will want to try to get into our bloc as quickly as possible. Although right now, our cohesion is really awful because we're not a great power yet and stuff. Once we become a great power, it's a lot easier to get cohesion. But for now, it's a pretty big challenge. New York is going to be really good long term for the Statue of Liberty, and short term, it's just a really nice state. Oh, I got 2 new construction sectors from New York. We really can't afford to have 2 construction sectors extra. I think I can afford maybe 1 more. It's going to be a little bit tough to build into, but I think we can build into this. Actually, I should build government administrations to get rid of the bureaucracy deficit. Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard, but I think we can build into just 1 extra construction sector. Can we join Britain for anything here? Not really. Nothing important. What is Britain taking? Just a treaty port? I should really swap back to a more legitimate government. I was actually just printing radicals for no reason. And I guess I should try to pass colonial exploitation or something. Always a thing you should probably try to pass. Let's maybe negotiate with the church. Political concessions is so good. Well, Springtime of the Peoples is triggering a radical movement, which is trying to start a civil war with Scania. Um, that's a little bit interesting. I think I'm actually kind of fine with the civil war triggering because that will just mean that we clear out our radicals in New York, really, which I'm all for having those radicals go away. Oh, wait, what? Like, all my pops are now radicals, apparently? Okay, yeah, I'm very for that revolution firing then. Let's just deal with the revolution. Yeah, that'll be nice. You know what? I actually do want to go take a quick little break for pharmaceuticals before we go multiculturalism, because that is going to be nice. I just got Hungry 40s as well. It's not great. The accession of Oscar the First. Okay. I think our next person is, yeah, a utilitarian. I think this is the only non-Anglo character to become a utilitarian in the game. It's impossible for non-historical characters to become utilitarians unless they are English or Anglo, whatever, like Australian or Anglo-Canadian. It is really weird for utilitarianism to give to endorse colonial slavery. I mean, I guess it makes sense for like India since they start the game on no, they don't even start the game on colonial slavery. So I don't understand like why utilitarians support that. Maybe it's like a bug, I don't know. Yeah, I think I don't want to compromise with the revolution. Let's just trigger it. Because this will clear out some radicals. Oh, it actually got Svealand. Okay, well that's not what I expected. But I guess it's fine. It's not very good for our budget because we're running like 100% bureaucracy deficit now. The French Republic has sided with the revolution, but we can sway Britain and maybe a bunch more people to our side. Prussia wants Denmark from us to join. We're not doing that. No, okay. Well, yeah, a lot of people would want to join us, but they want Denmark from me to join me. Hmm. Okay, well, this is gonna be good enough, I guess. Okay, the front advantage was like 20, now it's 50. Looks like they tried to attack and we're winning. Okay, yeah, the first attack we do seems to be going very well. Yeah, okay. Maybe do a naval invasion to distract some of their troops, because I don't imagine that they can split off a small amount of troops very easily. The AI seems to struggle with that quite a lot. It's like UK is trying to invade France, which is one way to fight this war. I don't think it's a very good way, but it is a way. Okay, looks like they're not defending the naval invasion at all. So we might just get in via that for our final battle. Or no, they are now trying to defend it, but they didn't get there in time. So yeah, we occupy the revolt, and it's going to conclude in just a little bit longer. In fact, we can just demobilize now. Oh, the peasant movement wants to secede. That's not very nice. I already have pretty nice laws for the peasants. How could they try to secede like this? Can I maybe subjugate Belgium here? That would be nice. Almost. Let's try to get a defensive pact with Belgium to subjugate them, because that'll make culture converting them a lot easier, because, yeah, Belgium is kind of hard to get into the bloc usually. So just getting them like that is pretty nice. Anyway, our revolution is now over. Yeah, now we're down to only having 600,000 radicals. That is huge. Huge for us to not have to worry about having so many radicals. Can we put our bureaucracy PM back up? I assume that's why we have such bad bureaucracy. Yeah, it wasn't up. I need to go down on government wages. We are in really not a very good budget here. Probably need to delete part of our army, to be honest. I don't think we can afford this big of an army. Do I want to go homesteading? No, I'm just gonna hope this rev goes back down now that we don't have radical pops. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I really didn't realize how awful Sweden's starting balance is. Sweden really starts out in a pretty tough position in terms of finances, unless you like delete the army, but I really would prefer to not have to do that. I think I am going to have to delete a big portion of the army though, and just hope Britain doesn't break the alliance because of that. Yeah, okay, let's delete everything that's in this army, I guess. Uh, let's just disband it. And then delete like 5-line infantry. I guess Oh, we're still running like negative 1.6k though. Hmm. I could delete some of the navy. Still need like 5 mana wars. Okay, that's gonna make... Yeah, now we're running a slight positive balance. Okay, we can take that. Oh, I really need to stop Belgium from losing their civil war, which it seems like they might be doing right now. Please don't lose your civil war, Belgium. Please let me arrive to the front before you take another lost battle. Please, please, please. Oh no. We don't arrive in time. Dang. Oh, but we go on the attack? No, it doesn't matter. Er, hmm. Do you still win this? Oh, we just kind of win this. Okay. Yeah, we take it. We just demobilize. They're gonna lose because they have more casualties than me. And this makes Belgium want their own market, which is kind of nice because that massively reduces their liberty desire. Although it does make their liberty desire go up faster. Although it is actually still going down. Well, this is a really good deal. Hamburg's just offering me $1,000. I'll take it. I really want money right now. I'm gonna try. I want to delete the construction sector in New York because yeah, it's too much money. And then I want to start building up construction again. Without the Springtime of the Peoples, this might go below 75. Yeah, it is. Okay. I want to build up. I guess I'll build up. No, we actually don't need to build up a railway. We should just subsidize that railway. Let's build a motor industry for it. No, that's actually probably a terrible idea. Should I just build up wood? I guess I should just build up wood. Maybe put this on steel tools. Let's hope we can just import some steel. Yeah, we can. Although we don't have a very good advantage in that. Oh, now we do. I'm gonna send the UK a treaty like this because I just want to sell the UK some resources. Because we can make really good money on treaties, really. Yeah, we're selling that for 8.6k and we're buying it for 7 or 6.6k. So yeah, we're making like 2k profit from that trade deal we just signed with the UK, which is nice. We're almost running out of infamy, so I'm gonna go colonize down here in Zanzibar because this is always a really nice place to colonize. Really don't need many troops for this. Let's maybe split off like a 2-2 stack. That's just gonna be good for cheap wars that we want to fight. Also, we can definitely afford a second construction sector, or even two. Let's build 2 more construction sectors. We can afford it now, yeah. Portugal joined Oman? That's so weird. Huh. Okay, I don't think it actually matters. Okay, yeah, Portugal being in the war didn't really matter. We still got Zanzibar pretty easily. Well, I really want to try to get the Zollverein dead. The Zollverein is evil. Because, yeah, if Prussia unifies Germany, that's going to be really bad. Especially because Austria is, like this now. They're going to become a major power and then, like, be a real threat of just unifying Germany at any moment. So, I'm going to invade Lubeck, and we'll see what Germany does about it. Yeah, I guess they have no use for a Lubeckian obligation, because they're not joining the war. It's kind of weird that the AI needs to get something from a war in order to be willing to join it. Especially if, like, the person they're protecting is in their block. You'd think they would just want to join it anyway, regardless of getting anything out of it. I don't know. Feels a little bit odd, but I guess that's fine. We get annexation on Lubeck. Maybe we just keep going till someone decides to join them. Let's go for, like, Mecklenburg as well, yeah. Yep, no one's joining Mecklenburg either. It's, a little bit annoying because that means we're not getting Prussia on our side and against us because I want Prussia against me so that I can fight them. We can't really declare war on them directly. Oh, USA is trying to annex New England. That's a little bit weird. What do we do about this? Huh. Okay, well, what I'm gonna do, defensive pact New England, ask for become protectorate, declare war on Britain, not Britain, America, for liberate New Africa, and then max conscript, delete a bunch of the conscripts and turn them into skirmish infantry. Let's get a little bit more lancers. It must be balanced-ish. And then upgrade all units. fix some PMs real quick. And then put these on general training. Also, we want to push through Mecklenburg as fast as possible so we can send our army over to the USA quickly. Oh, we need to re-ally the UK. Why did they break my alliance? Britain, you didn't have to do this. Okay, well, we're gonna scam the British AI real quick by colonizing and then agreeing to not colonize there. It's perfectly balanced, you know? Just colonize so that the AI doesn't want you to colonize there. Hmm. Okay, let's bring in like the industrialists. Please, Britain, join my war. You know, that'd be very nice if you could join my war, Britain. Diplo play in Central America is sabotaging me. Please, please, Britain, finish your war in Central America. Just like real quick. That would be really nice if you could do that. Okay, I don't think they can do that in time. Let's try adding in like the intelligentsia. Seriously, we're 0 away. Okay, let's try getting a different one than market liberal. Okay, we got a radical. I think that Britain's is a radical too, so that should be good. Yes. Good. Okay. Now we can like humiliate USA. That should be good. Oh, and New England, or yeah, New England decided to conquer like a bunch of the northeastern United States. Okay, let's go to the front and try to win. Can I become a great power with like this? I can. Nice. Okay. Oh, and yeah, that gives me access to Confederation of the Rhine, which is good because that stops us from, or that stops Austria and Prussia from unifying into Germany. Very good. Oh, also it annexes Belgium. Okay. I don't think this expand the Confederation button would actually do anything. I think it, yeah, I think it's just counting it because we have the Confederation of the Rhine as a subject. Wait, what? No. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. I guess it just needs to update a little bit. But yeah, this war should be pretty good. We have Confederation of the Rhine going. Everything's looking on the up for Sweden. Can go on this front. Oh wait, no, not this army. No, we don't like that naval invasion. Oh, okay. I forgot about this. Yeah, okay. We need to reland behind them, pretty much. We've got the stronger navy, but we just didn't defend it in time, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, there's New York. Got a pretty big advantage, so I think we can probably push a little bit further as well. This army they have invading us is very bad for our country, but or it's actually really bad for our org. But the advantage is it does mean a lot of American troops are distracted. Yeah, we can get back Svealand, I think. But the problem, yeah, big problem is that American troops are still here. I don't know. This is a little bit tough. But, I mean, the main front is going really well right now. I mean, the front with USA. Our fronts over here are not going good for us. Okay, yeah, all of Norway is occupied. Looks like the UK and New England are helping us out over there. Or mostly New England is what I'm seeing, but maybe the UK too. Looks like the two fronts just merged. So that's good. Or not necessarily good, I don't know. It's not bad. Now we've got all of Sweden deoccupied. Norway's still occupied, but that's not too much of a problem for us, really. I'm gonna bring over this forced act to try to naval invade DC next, I guess. That should be a big distraction. Well, apparently it's not a distraction, it's just you get into DC. Okay. Liberate New Africa. And I guess we have to wait in this other war for New England to send the full peace deal because we cannot send it. Oh, my troops decided to leave the front. I don't know why, but okay. Oh, and then immediately after, America gets a new African uprising, which, that's pretty interesting. We can't actually join it because we've got a truce with America, though. It's probably going to lose. Although, actually, since, New England is conquering Maryland and Pennsylvania, they'll have zero org, right? Because their whole army is going to have no market access unless they have something in DC. So maybe there's a chance that the New African Uprising can actually win against America, and then it will join New Africa probably, and then we can like, yeah, that'd be really good, because that'll mean smaller USA, which I mean it's probably easier to ally them and get them in the bloc and stuff. Okay, nice, very big New England we have here. It's probably gonna be hard to keep it loyal. For now, it's pretty loyal though, actually. I guess as long as it has a national militia, it's gonna be pretty easy to keep loyal. Yeah, now America's got no market access in their whole country, especially if they lose this war here. Oh, we really need to go public health insurance. Let's bring the church into government so we can go public health insurance. Yeah, we need to get our SOL up. It's not great right now. Oh, we can turn a utilitarian into a enlightened royalist. Um, I guess enlightened royalist is better. Yeah, crazy. Two of the best ideologies in the game, swapping between them. Yeah, we want enlightened royalists more because it will actually help us pass multiculturalism. I guess I'll get Scania Minerals as my second company. That'll give us iron mines. Iron mines are a pretty big thing in Sweden. Ever since they like gave Norland 100 iron mines up here. We can do a lot of iron mine stuff with Norway. Or I mean with Sweden. It is a little bit tough. And yeah, our economy is not amazing here. Only 7 million GDP, you know, that's not a whole lot. In fact, I actually just need to go pause construction. Let the investment pool carry our construction for now. Because, yeah, budget is not looking good. Actually, I think I can delete a lot of my army now. Because, I mean, unless we want to fight Prussia. But we don't need to fight Prussia now that we have Confederation of the Rhine. We're safe. We don't have to worry about Prussia anymore. And USA isn't too much of a threat now that, like, they're going to be isolated. Or let's actually wait to see if New African Uprising wins before we do that. Because if New African Uprising wins, then we want to delete... let's delete a little bit of our army anyway. Actually, I can't because of this stupid Yankee national movement. Once I pass public health insurance, I'll try to delete a bunch of my army. Okay, well, America just, like, surrendered to them. I'm kind of confused why, but that just happened. What, now the free Now the free states of America are revolting from them in Colorado or something? Why is Colorado revolting as the free states of America? I don't know. Very weird. But anyway, yeah, we have no more worries anymore, right? Because yeah, we need to improve relations with USA and New Africa and stuff. New Africa we actually already have good relations with. And we're just in like a really good position. We can just delete our army pretty much. Public health insurance. We can get level 2. Really only level 2? I guess I don't have quinine, yeah. Go for quinine after human rights, I guess. What do we want to do? Oh yeah, we wanted to delete our army. Looks like the secession has just naturally gone away. I'm gonna keep just this 4 stack as my army. Oh wait, I should actually keep the conscripts. What am I doing? Yeah, let's keep the conscripts so we don't break our alliance. And then delete my navy down to like a 4-4. Yeah, now we're running a good positive balance. Very good, very good. Yeah, the only problem is that this is actually really bad for subject loyalty. Luckily, we actually kind of don't care about subject loyalty, though, because it doesn't actually affect cohesion in the bloc. So why would we care about it, right? It doesn't affect cohesion. We can convert them to a culture, and then we can even just like grant them independence so that they stop being defiant towards us. Oh yeah, we need to go past no migration controls. Can we get the industrialists in government, like at all? Oh, they've got a radical, right? I guess I need to wait for the radical to die before I can get the industrialists in government. Maybe with, like, no taxes we can get them in government? No, it doesn't really look like we can. Okay. I guess I'm gonna start invading into, like, South Africa. South Africa's got some pretty nice resources for Scandinavia, like the coal, which is very much lacking in the Scandinavia region. You only have, like, this one level 8 coal mine, pretty much, in Scandinavia. I should really try to build wood, probably. Not, or should I unpause construction? Probably not, honestly. I mean, clearing out interest is probably more worth it. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna re-exile the industrialist leader. And okay, now this is slightly more legitimate. Now with low taxes, we can start trying to go no migration controls. And then I guess, okay, I guess what we actually do is we just go back up to high taxes now, and we try to pass it like this. Yeah, I guess that's what we do. America is like really bankruptcy spiraling. Unfortunately, we actually can't improve relations with them right now, unless I want to take on their debt, which is kind of expensive. But I don't know, maybe it's a thing that I should do later. Hmm. Taking on their debt would maybe get them to stop doing one of the things they're doing right now to hurt relations, is the idea. But it also will hurt our budget. New Africa, I'm going to protectorate them because they are Anglophone, which means that they're actually Germanic. So yeah, that'll be a nice country to get. I think we can. Oh, hopefully they don't like raise too many conscripts. I guess we can call the UK to our side. Or New England. Oh yeah, we can call New England to our side for an obligation. I'll do that. Okay, that'll make this war a little bit easier. Could also call the UK, I guess. I don't know how necessary that is, though. Not really necessary, but maybe we should just do it anyway. Yeah. I want to change governments to this, because, yeah, we need more success chance on no migration control so we don't actually fail it. Let's get intelligentsia on our side as well. Um, I'll promise to expand my universities, I guess. I think New Africa just backed down. Got them as a protectorate now. Nice. Gotta try to improve relations to cordial. Looks like they don't. Yeah, they're going back down in liberties there, so that's good to see. Or not back down, they're going down just in general. Okay, well that's good. Oh, we're out of negative we're out of negative money now. I can actually invest in some stuff finally. Well, I just got an event that got me plus 10 activism. So the secession or the revolution is starting now. It's not too bad though. We can clear out our radicals again. Well, Russia joined the revolt, which actually this might be a good thing because I mean it's bad for the war because now we have to fight Russia. But the nice thing is this will give us a plus 50 to neutrality on Russia for any war we declare, which I think would be pretty useful. Yeah, I think that will be pretty good for us. Put all my armies on defense. We can script up to just try to hold the line against the revolt until my conscripts come up in large enough numbers. Also, we just like got our first little bit of occupation. The revolt's still not taking it all though, so I guess we do need to try to push more, at least a little bit. We can probably just do a naval invasion with this army. I don't know. Oh, they're trying to do more attacks? Well, they're gonna fail their attacks. Okay, yeah, now the front's like plus 40, so maybe I don't even need to do a naval invasion, but let's just do one anyway. It'll be a little bit easier than attacking, I think. We can try attacking too, I guess. Yeah. Okay, unfortunately the Russians put their navy there, so we're not actually gonna land. Also, that is kind of killing my GDP right now because I have no market access to anything that's overseas. Well, I occupied Norland, but they still have more. Um, yeah, they've got like Transvaal and Zanzibar, so I should go land those. Guess I need to get a second admiral. We can try to land Transvaal and Zanzibar to actually get their capitulation going. Okay, yeah, there's the revolt over. Nice. Okay. I mean, that revolt was not good for our economy at all. Yeah, it was not worth the radicalism depletion. But, um, it's not, I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. We need those convoys to go away, or the convoy reduction to go away. Because, yeah, that's so bad. All, like, New Africa and stuff got to be getting infinite disloyalty from this. Yeah. New migration controls passed. Okay. That means it's time for multiculturalism. Can we abdicate? No. Okay, yeah, we just gotta try to pass multiculturalism, I guess, then. Let's go for it. It's good that we have the church as our biggest interest group, because they don't oppose this. Unfortunately, the industrialists refuse to negotiate. Huh. Yeah, that's surprising. We got -6 from time modifiers. Existing promises. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We can get the armed forces, we can negotiate with them. Okay, let's do like this. Okay, we negotiate with the armed forces, that's good. It looks like the American fundamentalist revolt is going to win this civil war in America, and then it's probably going to become the one debt spiraling. That's good, because that'll clear out our relations with America, let us have good relations with them again. We did get a success on multiculturalism, although our odds aren't looking great anymore. I don't know. We would want, yeah, it's unfortunate that they dislike, multiculturalism more than national supremacy. So the intelligentsia are opposing our stuff here. Not good. We'd really like to get the industrialists on our side. Is this could work. Can I really not negotiate with the industrialists? Yeah, they're 18 right now. If I go like minimum taxes, oh, we can. Okay, good. Very good, very good. Okay, that'll make multiculturalism way easier. Okay, I now have multiculturalism, along with pretty good thing. Or actually, let's remove all of our enlistment efforts real quick. And then maybe I should even remove some of my... Let's remove a monopoly on tooling workshops and iron mines as well. I want to get as much authority as possible to greener grass campaign everything. Is New York incorporated? Yeah, it is. Let's greener grass that. I'm going for steel frame buildings right now, so we go to get more more migration attraction. Now we have 95 mass migration attraction. Okay, we almost immediately get a mass migration. It is Siberian though, so that's not a huge culture. I don't think Siberian is very big, right? Yeah, Siberian is pretty small. If we click on Tomsk or something. Siberian. Okay, yeah, there's maybe 250,000 Siberian pops in the world, so not many. Oh, we got a second mass migration? What is it? Bundeli. That's a good culture. Or not amazing, but it's a pretty good culture. Yeah, it looks like the greener grass campaigns are working out pretty well. Okay. You can see we're now getting pretty good cohesion on the block because the average acceptance of power block member primary cultures is much higher. What this statistic is really poorly explained in my opinion, but what it actually means is the power block leader's average acceptance of the power block members' primary cultures. So even though multiculturalism gives -10 cohesion, it's actually worth it to have it as the block leader, unless like everyone else has your exact culture. It's going to give you more cohesion. I guess I go freedom of movement 3 now, because I want to get that cohesion up. Still not quite at 50, although actually if we get the intelligentsia in government, it would be 50. So let's just do that. And yeah, now we can get the block to 50 cohesion and start spreading our primary culture. We are going to need everyone to research pan-nationalism before we can actually spread our culture, though. Okay, actually, to be fair, reading this back, actually, it does make some sense, but I think this could be explained better. I don't know. I guess I should build up a bunch more construction, because it does look like we can afford a good amount of construction more, and we're going to need it, because, yeah, we're getting a good amount of immigrants, and they all are going to need jobs. I guess I should try to get the intelligentsia's commitment done. Yeah, I don't want to make the intelligentsia mad, and it's really not that bad, because we're at the point where universities are almost worth it. Oh, now the Enlightened Royalist takes the throne, except they have cancer? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, we're probably not going to do much with them then. Maybe we can use them to pass compulsory primary school, actually. That would make the industrialists a little bit mad. But they don't have a good of a bonus as normal, so maybe that's kind of fine. We just go compulsory primary school now. Get rid of that plus 5% mortality. Yeah, we'll try to get rid of that 5% mortality right now. I got 50 cohesion. Nice. Yeah, I think what I want to do with that is spread my primary culture. Oh, I don't have enough prestige. Okay, yeah, that is a little bit of a problem. We need a lot more prestige to spread it to some people. Can we spread it to like Confederation of the Rhine? No. Okay. Well, I guess we won't be using our cohesion directly yet, but we can try to bring some people into our block or something. But I guess we really need to deal with Prussia so we can get all of their block members into our block and Prussia itself. Well, I want to beat up Russia, But I don't have to fight Prussia in doing that, which they would obviously join. Luckily, for some reason, Russia is actually good friends with Caucasian Imamate, so I'm thinking I'm going to invade them. But first, I do need to go for a new British alliance, which probably means canceling our greener grass campaigns temporarily, replacing them with enlistment efforts, and then maxing out the skirmish infantry conscripts. We should be able to get a good amount of troops that way, to where the British would actually be willing to sign an alliance. Looks like I might have too much construction, but anyways. Yes, now the British are much more willing to sign an alliance with me. Okay, that's good. Yes, we get a treaty with Britain. Good. So let's say I declare for like Annex country Caucasian Imamate. Britain would not want to join that. Hmm. What about just humiliation? Hmm. Britain is in a play right now. I think if I make my government more similar, they actually are probably going to be more willing to accept. Like, I think it should be fine. I'm going to declare Annex country just to make sure that they don't back down. And then we'll wait for Russia to join, and then I'll try to call in the UK. And we'll try to take over Finland is the main thing, as well as humiliate Russia. Let's just do like this. No, that wasn't better. Okay, let's try just industrialists. Okay, yes, that is good. Now call ally Britain. And then... Okay, we want to liberate subject Finland. And then we can return state Lisama, Aland, Ostrobothnia, Oulu. Now I can either take West Karelia or humiliate Russia, so I guess I'm going to take humiliation as my final war goal. And yeah, that's it, because we're out of maneuvers. Okay. Let's go for it. Turn like half of the skirmish infantry into lancers. And we hope Russia doesn't commit too much to this war, since they are in a different war against like the Ottomans right now, so they might not commit a whole lot. We really have to hope for that. Yeah. Right now the front is plus 68 for us, but I do think that's pretty likely to change. Do they have any navy over here? Seems like not, so we're going to try a naval invasion on Ostrobothnia, or I mean Uisama, I think. Intelligentsia are petitioning for technocracy. I will take that petition, and we'll probably end up passing it. Okay, the first battles aren't going very well. Oh, most of my army's actually in in this army. Huh. Okay, I didn't realize I was doing that, but let's try naval invading Uisama and see what they do. If they're not going to defend this, then I'm completely fine with that, but... Okay, they're bringing back 3 troops to defend. I don't know how that's going to go, because we're going to have like a 100% naval invasion penalty, so we might fail to land this. Yeah, we are. Okay. Let's go back, put this army on the front, and try to naval invade with this army, because this army is actually like a reasonable size to try to naval invade with. Or actually, maybe we can just go on the main front and push. Yeah, maybe that's just going to be better. Alright. Oh, we got steel frame buildings. That's nice. I'll start queuing up the Statue of Liberty. Now we need to figure out what to build, or what to tech next. Could go civilizing mission. Maybe we just go civilizing mission? Yeah, okay. Honestly, I might have been able to win this war without even having Britain's help. I don't know. Because, yeah, the Russians did not really assign many troops here. They're just kind of focused on the Ottoman War. But, I mean, British help is always nice. Although, I mean, it's a little bit cheesy to just, enlistment efforts get the AI to ally you. But, they should really try to patch that, probably. Because it also is kind of annoying that the AI doesn't want to ally you when it has a lot of conscripts. I don't know. I don't really know how you fix it though, because like you don't want USA to just ally someone tiny just because their army's like 95% conscripts. You just have to like discount enlistment efforts specifically or something. I don't know. What I do know is that this budget is awful. It's so bad. I should go like food standardization for my principal. But yeah, we need to get rid of our enlistment efforts and go back to greener grass. Hopefully that will delete a bunch of our conscripts, which should hopefully fix our budget. I'll put on some new consumption taxes, or just services. Yeah, that'll be better. Now our budget's only negative 7K, which is a lot more manageable. I'm gonna go full defense because we do own the Russian capital. The British AI is still deciding it wants to attack though, so we're still occupying more stuff. Like we just got Uisama and Britain is pushing into Tver and stuff as well. Caucasian Imamate still doesn't want peace, so I guess we have to wait till Russia just hits capitulation desire, which they are about to do. And then I assume Caucasian Imamate will want to white peace. Yep. Okay, well that is very nice. And all these states instantly incorporate because we had a claim and a homeland. That's a nice expansion of Sweden. What is ragged schools? What does this give? I haven't seen this one before. I think I'm fine with that amendment. I will take my consumption tax off of services, put it on like tobacco because I need to greener grass Uisama because it is a new over 20 arable land state. So we do want to be able to get migration there. Looks like I'm going to need some more government administrations. New York is our place closest to running out of tax capacity. So I'll build my government administrations there. Well, I guess now it's time to do the war that was the reason I was doing that war, which is, of course, fighting Prussia. Oh, Austria would join this? I don't think Austria is very strong, so that's kind of fine. Which is not exactly ideal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Russia is not allowed to join. We'll sway Confederation to the Rhine for an obligation. Because we don't want them to join the other side, that's for sure. And that will give us a border with Prussia. Yeah, the plan is Colin, Britain, Russia should not be allowed to join because of the humiliation. Okay, we get compulsory primary school. That is nice, because now we're paying way less for our bureaucracy, because we're getting like minus 15% bureaucracy from passing compulsory primary school. What should we do next? Oh yeah, technocracy. Let's go for it. It's like industrialists don't want to negotiate or anything. But we'll try to pass it anyway, I guess. Okay, yeah, Austria does join against me. Liberate Westphalia. Now, might not necessarily have to primary this, but I think I will primary this instead of adding, like, Okay, we're gonna wait to see if their, like, scaredness goes up, because I do want to add in Liberate Pomerania, but it just might be a little bit too risky. We are gonna need to enlistment efforts for this war, I think. Yeah, we should do that. Get up a good amount of skirmish and lancers so that we can beat Prussia without too much British help. We're going to get a little bit, but we don't want to have to rely on it because Britain is probably not going to help us out all that much. Okay, yeah, minus 49. I'm going to just primary Live Westphalia, and then I'll add in humiliation, I guess. Oh, no, I already have that as my primary war goal. Okay, I don't know what to add in. I guess this is fine. I've run out of infamy. I guess I'm gonna conquer some random country because I don't want to have a border because that would be hard. We should defend that, right? Yeah, we've got more defense than them and stuff. Britain really is not helping me out very much in this war. So that's not good. It looks like we're gonna lose the Confederation of the Rhine. Luckily, they do have a war goal against me. That's not like the end of the world. But yeah, it's unfortunate how little Britain is contributing to this war. They're contributing like nothing, right? Yeah, pretty much. And Austria is actually contributing a decent amount. Oh, Britain's landing in Istria with one troop. That might get Austria to like get rid of most of their support, at least for a while. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I think we might be losing this. Well, the UK is starting to push into Brandenburg, which we're winning. That's good. The problem is that once Britain gets kicked out of Istria, they're gonna come back. So, like, I guess we need to push quickly. Yeah, let's push quickly. See what we can do. We need to take Brandenburg as soon as possible. Yeah. Or Westphalia. We need one of them at least. Yeah, okay. We'll try our best. I don't know if we'll succeed. It's a strategic objective, Pomerania, just so we'll start another battle. Sometimes the game just refuses to start another battle. And you have one battle going in the place it wants to start a battle in. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, it's actually not good. It's not going as well as I hoped at all. Oh, but Austria just got a civil war. Huh, interesting. That's gonna make things a lot better. Okay, there's so few troops over there. Let's just like, let's send over a little bit of an army, and then we should be able to push good over here. As long as we can take just like a small tile over there, we can enforce because the Wargals just live Westphalia, and so if we just take North Rhine, then we win. They're gonna take Wallonia though, actually. That's a little bit of a problem for us. Or that's a big problem for us, really, that they're taking Wallonia. Because now we have to push all the way back through Wallonia. Hmm. I'm gonna declare Make Protectorate Hanover, I guess, because I need something to spend my infamy on. Unless I can, yeah, I think Make Protectorate Hanover is like a decent thing to spend infamy on right now. Okay. Wow, the Germans are really doing a pretty good job at holding over here. We have a supply shortage a little bit. Oh, we don't have enough convoys. Guess I need to build ports. Okay, now we're actually getting Wallonia. Good, good, good. And then we'll probably almost immediately after get Westphalia and win the war. Very good. This should get Germany down to at least major power status because Westphalia is usually, yeah, this is like 7.5 million of Prussia's 20 million GDP. Oh, the coup. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huh. Okay, the coup actually just gives us dedicated police force, so I guess it's not that bad. Okay, fine. Oh, that's my first time. I just got the military junta achievement. Like, actually, that's my first time getting that achievement. Okay, we can liberate Westphalia. That should make Prussia a lot weaker. Now we can remove our enlistment efforts again. Go back to greener grass. Very good. But I don't have enough authority. Go up on government wages real quick. We can do Wisama. Can I land invade Hanover? Yes. Okay. Yeah, the troop count goes down, of course, since we aren't enlistment effortsing anymore. But that also fixes our budget a little bit. I guess I can go pan-nationalism now so we can see when the other countries research it, because we do need every single other Scandinavian country to research it. I have enough of a prestige lead right now that I can actually spread my primary culture to New Africa, which is nice. Now we can see in the nation formation, actually they don't show up for some reason, but they will be able to support us. Oh, we're now actually at the point where we stay great power forever. That's nice. Even, what's this? Oh, this minus 20% is border sovereignty questioned. All right. But I'm thinking that means we should maybe consider doing a treaty with the Raj to get them to open their borders, because this is something that you want to do whenever you're doing a heavy migration game. I don't think there's any. Oh, they actually do want me to stop trading certain things. I don't think that I'm going to be exporting or importing merchant marines. Oh, actually, all of my demand. No, this isn't trade. Yeah, okay, we're fine not trading merchant marine. Um, hmm. Hardwood, I think I do want to bet a trade. Yeah, I'm selling a lot of hardwood. Okay, well, I'll give them some money, I guess. Give them like 4,000 for our first offer. We can increase it if they decline. Okay, they do decline. So we'll increase that to 4,800. No, that's not actually enough for 10. They just are barely getting more than one acceptance per 100. Maybe to be safe, I should do 5,000 just to make sure that it doesn't like rounding error or something. Okay, they do accept that time. Good. We get British Raj should hopefully now pass no migration controls, which we really, really want, because that'll give us so much more migrants. I'm going to disable the alert for this because we're going to be able to format whenever, but if we format, then we can't launch the unification play. Oh wow, yeah, we're getting big migration into Zealand. Very nice. I mean, our migration attraction, I guess, is pretty high because we've got like Freedom of Movement 3 plus New York City and Great Power. Yeah, that's solid. Should probably build up some more iron mines here. Yeah, this state, has good iron mine throughput bonuses and stuff. Get that up to like a level 40. That'll give good amount of throughput bonus from economies of scale. Although we don't actually have shift work yet. Interesting that Oman got a claim on Kenya. Wonder if they got like the Zanzibar event, even though they lost Zanzibar, and so that gives them claims here. Huh. I guess that's what happened, because I think I didn't have to worry about those claims before. I guess I'll build up some more government administrations because we're running negative bureaucracy. I wonder if this is coming from immigrants. Because you can see our pop graph, it's going up quite steadily now. Oh, the Raj is actually trying to pass no migration controls. That is good to see. Oh yeah, they're already on stage 2. We can see Prussia has gone down to major power status, which now means they've lost most of the cohesion in their bloc. And so they no longer have the connection to, like, the Rhineland, which means this state's now gonna have basically no GDP. They're still managing to stay major power, though. And they're not, like, going into debt or anything. So we might have to fight them again if we want to get them to actually, like, disband their bloc and stuff. But this does mean we can at least try to get the people into our bloc and stuff. Next mandate, I guess we go, like, companies. You know, we do have this secret Swedish company in Svealand eventually. That'll be good to get. It's not amazing, but for getting people in our bloc, it'll help out a lot because of that plus 25% leverage generation that it has. I should just start trying to get all these people in, like, North Germany into my bloc. Probably don't need to military assistance. Just do some basic stuff and we can get everyone into our bloc. Yeah. So that we can culture convert them. That'll be good. Thinking about getting the Netherlands in my bloc, but France has a good amount of leverage on the Netherlands right now. 1,000. Like, how much leverage are we getting pretty easily on these guys? Let's see. Maybe we can still beat beat France, even though they have like 1,000. I mean, we're getting like 2,000, so we can maybe beat France anyway. Oh, but we have bad relations with the Netherlands right now, apparently. Okay, probably once we get them to 20 relations, they'll reconsider. For now, we can guarantee their independence to make things go a little bit faster. Oh, I'm really down at 0 infamy? Okay, I'm gonna start conquering more stuff down here in South Africa. Dang, already down at 0 infamy again. Yeah, this one's going pretty well. Really? The Netherlands started damaging relations with me so I can't improve? That's annoying. What do you mean the king is trying to take power over Sweden? That doesn't make any sense. What? Okay, maybe I just let this coup happen? I don't know why it has so much strength, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's the king of the country. Okay, I guess if you grant command to your ruler, they can coup you? That doesn't quite seem right. I'm gonna try for technocracy again, because the radical movement's kind of mad. And the success chance on it looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to get some leverage on America, because we might just be able to get them in the bloc. We also might just, we might just, like, what's it called? Subjugate them with a sway, because they are, like, constantly bankrupting, and so they will probably go into a revolution, but to be safe, we'll also get them into the bloc and just culture convert them that way, assuming we don't, protect them first. Oh, Indian territory turned into Turtle Island? That's crazy. Wait, how did they get independence? Did they just, like, win an independence war because USA is so weak? Maybe. Okay, we passed technocracy. That is pretty good. Now we've got another company slot. Don't think we really have any uses for it just yet, though. I'm gonna start trying to upgrade some of my states to using better construction PMs, I think. Transvaal, I guess I can do first. It's like, we are lacking a lot of, like, glass if we want to upgrade. Okay, I'll start building more glass. GDP has been growing up a good amount. Sweden is almost at 12 million pops. I've been watching India's passing on no migration controls. They are pretty close to passing it. They just need one more success. So hopefully they can get that. I got enough prestige that I can now spread my primary culture to the Confederation of the Rhine. Nice. Another Swedish country that will be able to support our unification. I have no idea why this one shows here, but not, what's it called? Not, New England, or sorry, New Africa. It's a little bit weird. Okay. I guess I'll make my third company a tool company, actually. Let's, remove tooling from Swedish forestries, give this company steel, and give it tooling and steel as monopolies. It'll be good. Get that 5% manufacturing industry's throughput, although we are a little bit of a more mines-focused country. Manufacturing throughput is, of course, still really good. Because, yeah, no country can truly be based on mines forever, because there is only so many resources. And, yeah, they're pretty limited, especially wood. Actually, I mean, We do have a lot of wood in the north, but it's kind of hard to get pops into those states. Yeah. It actually might be fine to go steel frame buildings. Not really for the budget. The budget can handle it. It's fine. Yeah. It's not gonna be a great swap over, but we can do this, I think. And yeah, this will be very good for us to go get the what's it called? Steel frame buildings, because they're much more efficient per construction. Do I want to go vulcanization or do I want to go like malaria prevention? I think I want to go vulcanization, and then we can probably go like malaria prevention or multilateral alliances after that. I can get USA into the bloc now. Good. Well, I got coup again. This time it passes National Guard, which is not too bad. That'll help give extra coup resistance and conscription right, which I do like both of those modifiers quite a lot. I guess I'll pick up a home good company because you can get lead mines, glass, furniture. It's a pretty good setup of companies, really. Yeah. Oh, I should probably turn on ceramics. Yeah, that usually makes glassworks a good amount more profitable. Also, putting lead on the actual PM where it produces lead would be good. The Raj is still trying to pass no migration controls. Is it actually gonna fail? That would be unfortunate. Is it breaking our treaty yet? No, it's still staying even though it's not binding, so that's good. But yeah, it might fail this, unfortunately. Please don't fail this, Raj. You've got to successfully pass no migration controls, please. No, the chance is down to only 5%. Well, it failed no migration controls. I'll probably try again in another 2 years, though. Hopefully, at least. Oh, that's not good. Assassination attempt. I'm still in the coup thing. Okay, only a couple more days till I can actually reform my government and get legitimacy again. Okay. We've got quite a few radicals. I think I want to trigger this revolt. So I'm gonna start passing um guild system? No, we can't do that. What could we pass that they would hate? Laissez-faire? Do they hate that enough? It's plus 16. Okay, that is good enough, I think, to get this to revolt. Yep. Okay. We can just ignore this Rhenish radical revolt because I did occupy a bunch of stuff up here, so they will capitulate before me for sure. Yeah. Or actually, maybe not. Okay, well, that might be a problem. Let's raise conscripts to make sure that that's not a problem. Also, let's stop passing laissez-faire because I don't actually want it. Oh, really? We're getting another of these events, except this time it actually kills me? Dang, that's pretty unlucky. Okay, now we're in a regency. I actually have to delete construction. We can't afford this. Yeah, let's go down to like 200 because I'm actually just gonna like bankrupt. Also, it's like I might actually lose this war. Yeah. Why am I getting cooed like every 5 milliseconds? Okay, there's so much negative authority because of time modifiers. But I gotta remove the greener grass campaigns and replace them with some enlistment efforts so that we can avoid capitulating here. If we just like have more troops, then we should capitulate slower. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Yeah, you should see like max army size. Yeah, now I'm only losing 2.73 to their 3.5. I'm gonna swap governments to this so we can get USA as a protectorate here. Wait, what? They actually declined that? Um, let's try just church. Surely, yes. Okay, we get USA as protectorate. Good. Um, okay. Whoa, my budget is just so bad. Soon we'll be able to unite Scandinavia and get a lot more land, but it's gonna be a second till we can do that. I should remove my enlistment efforts and go back to greener grassing. Hmm. Please, Raj, are you gonna pass no migration controls? Did they break my treaty? Oh, they did. Hmm. Might want to sign a new treaty with the Raj to get them to try again. This time doing the 25-year thing. Oh, but we can't owe them an obligation again for a while. So it's going to be a little bit expensive. Yeah, that'd be really expensive probably. My funding lobbies in the Netherlands is not working. I should just give up on it and just let them damage relations, I guess. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do. I need to be in the top 3 blocks in order to get a 4th mandate slot. Okay, if I just like raise gov wages, I think I can do that. And then, yeah, colonial offices. Okay. Finland wants to join the bloc. All right, that's nice. Interesting that Finland doesn't show up here on the list of countries because they do have Swedish culture, right? Yeah, Finland has Swedish culture. Oh, we just became a unification candidate. Nice. Yeah, the problem is no one wants to support me because they're all like disloyal. I think Finland would want to support me though, right? No, Finland's actually wary. Let's give them military assistance. Now Finland should support me. Yeah, okay, we need to finish this war with We2 and then we can probably like grant everyone independence and then have them join us. New England I don't think we can do because we don't have enough prestige, yeah. Which is unfortunate because New England has a lot of GDP. Very unfortunate that we can't get New England. We can do like New England right after because we'll get a ton of prestige from annexing like New Africa and stuff probably. Well, I tried giving independence, but it doesn't work because you lose so much relations if you have a power block and you give someone independence. It's really weird, but that's very unfortunate for us. So instead, what we're gonna do is grant New York to the U.S. and then grant more, do more grant stuff until, yeah, we reduce like all of the guys in North America to puppets, and then we'll try to get them to be loyal, and yeah, to reduce New England to being a single state so that we could get them to be Swedish, but now we can give them everything pretty much, and hopefully they'll become loyal. We'll see. Okay, now New England has all of this stuff, so hopefully they should support me. Yes, they do support me. Good. Now what I can do is release either Scania or Sami. I think Sami, yeah, Sami has got less GDP. So we'll release Sami. Now we can launch the unification play. And that will, yep, annex New England. Okay, we finally have a actually respectable GDP at 81 million. Although now we have to incorporate all of the US, which yeah, that's going to cost a lot of bureaucracy. But it's a nice little increase in our GDP. And our credit limit should also increase so that we're not in such a huge amount of debt. Yeah, now our credit limit is way bigger. But we're going to put a ton of government administrations at the top of the queue because, yeah, look at her bureaucracy right now. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm actually going to stop incorporating some of this stuff in the South because we're going to try to use this probably to grant states as well. Because we want to get New Africa and USA as well, right? We're going to have to figure some stuff out for it. I guess in the next one we can probably get Confederation of the Rhine because now we have Hanover and that should be territory they want. Although actually, these guys don't actually have North German as a culture. So that might not work as well as it should. Oh, did they just like back down or something? Okay. Yeah, they don't really want this stuff as much as they should really want it. So that's kind of unfortunate for us. Confederation of the Rhine is just so hard to get loyal. So now I'm going to try to annex New Africa and USA by giving them some stuff like in the south and center, South Carolina, Florida, and stuff. So I can get these guys to be loyal as well. I don't know if they would be willing to accept unification at the like aloof level. I really don't know. But I'm gonna try my best to get these guys to be loyal. Well, they're still aloof even at 0, so I guess we'll see if that's enough. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, let's try to get USA as well, I guess. Or, we could do it the same territory as New Africa if we just, like, do this as 2 separate wars, I guess. Might be better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it that way. Let's just release Sami. And unification play again. This time we get New Africa, which is good. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of government administrations. Well, it's time for round 2 of annexing Sami. Really need to get like Norway and stuff to be loyal. It's unfortunate that all my subjects are so disloyal, especially over here. With all of our new territory, they should be much more loyal, since, you know, we are gonna have a much stronger army compared to them now. Okay, grant state. Yeah, America with their like cultures, it should be pretty easy to get them to be loyal, right? Yeah, North Carolina didn't give as much as I was kind of hoping for, but Virginia, oh, they're already aloof, but let's try to get them to loyal, I guess, because we can. Yeah, now they're loyal. Okay. Re-release Sami. America should support me. Yep. And now we annex Sami. Nice thing with doing Sami instead of Scania is they can't accidentally say yes to annexation and then stop me from doing the unification play. Well, now I don't have to worry about the North American continent for a while, at least until we want to like annex Canada, so we can start incorporating all of this, which is, yeah, pretty nice. Just running a small bureaucracy shortage while doing that, which, yeah, it's not too bad to be running a small bureaucracy shortage. Confederation of the Rhine is having a civil war, which is really nice because we can support the other side in the civil war. Assuming that Russia doesn't, like, yeah, join the civil war last second. And now, okay, we actually can't really help them out very much, but it's fine. They'll win. And we can do a naval invasion probably. But yeah, this should reset their Liberty Desire back down to 50, remove any like support independences and stuff. It does also reset our relations, I guess, which isn't great, but it should be fine. Yeah, this should be fine. We should like land Flanders. Let's see. They are going up in Liberty Desire immediately because they're isolated from the market. Okay. We could grant them their own market, but I think I'm gonna hope that they request their own market. Let's believe in them requesting their own market, because that will give us minus 30 Liberty Desire if they do that. Well, they didn't end up requesting their own market, unfortunately. But yeah, now they're going back down in Liberty Desire, which is good. Question is like, you wanna should probably like try to grant them states to get them below the Liberty Desire threshold, right? Could even like support the regime. I don't know. Let's try to get relations to at least cordial, so that we only need aloof. Because I'm guessing without cordial, we're gonna need loyal, which is harder. I just got the joining the Scramble for Africa event, which I guess means that I did research malaria prevention, so I can start colonizing a bit more in Africa over here. Although, yeah, we're missing a lot of colonial growth. Once the USA incorporates, we'll have a lot better colonial growth, I think. Oh yeah, this is an interesting thing where if you unify with someone who has a claim, you like keep the claim. Oh, so I have claim. Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, I have claims on like all of South or all of Northeast Mexico. I guess it's just north. Yeah, just North Mexico. Okay, well that's pretty nice. Interesting that Canada is allied to Mexico. That does make things a little bit harder. I mean, we could just like conquer Canada, but that doesn't seem very worth it, right? We would want to either liberate or transfer. I don't know which one we'd want to do, but we definitely don't want to conquer their states, right? That's going to be way unnecessary. But I do want to take stuff from Mexico. Yeah, that's unfortunate that Canada has allied Mexico. Might just have to fight that. I don't know. Got the socialist movement. I really want to pass proportional taxation, but the industrialists are so mad. Appeasement of political lobbies? The Swedish Prussian Society? They want me to like Prussia? Yeah, the industrialists are so mad, so that makes passing prop tax just so hard, but we really need it. It'll give us a lot more money. Not actually this much more money, but it'll be a lot more. Picking up munitions is my next company. Very nice. I'm gonna grant Confederation of the Rhine some states so we can hopefully get them to stop being defiant. And instead, be, like, aloof. Oh, that made them loyal, actually. Okay, well that should mean that they start supporting me. Reunification. Well, Westphalia is. Yeah, there's Confederation of the Rhine. Very good. Now we can release Sami again and launch a unification play. Very good. There goes Westphalia and Hanover. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll say, I mean, Westphalia and Confederation of the Rhine, which is like Belgium and Schleswig-Holstein, Mecklenburg. Pretty good. I'm gonna try to pass proportional tax. Oh, we actually can negotiate with some people. That might make this a little bit more passable. Um, okay, I guess I just lie and say I'm gonna pass Parliamentary Republic. I don't think there's any way we actually pass that, but we have to try to pass it. I mean, we have to try to do this. Yeah, because we want to get prop tax through. It's gonna make us a lot more money. Not as much as it says, of course, but it's gonna be a lot more money. I'm pretty sure, at least I'm pretty sure it's gonna lie about how much money, right? Yeah, we can see if we try to increase taxes, it predicts revenue will be 178K, but it's actually 149K. And the reason for this, I think, is something to do with incorporating states or something. I don't know. I'm gonna sign a treaty with the Dutch because I want to try and culture convert them to Swedish, of course. Hmm. I don't know what to do next. Because, yeah, we are kind of running out of infamy. But the war I want to do against Mexico, Prussia would join, which is, a little bit of a pain. I would prefer to not have to fight Prussia. They are getting kind of close to bankrupting, which might make them not want to join the war. Yeah, they're pretty close. They're at 9.3 million debt right now out of 11 million GDP. Welcome, Netherlands and Schaumburg-Lippe to the Steadfast Union. Bloc is just called some random thing. What? You're in the Spanish bloc? Oh, you got protectorated by Spain? That's unfortunate. Why do you hate me? Relations are so random sometimes. Is this like an anarchist country? Interesting. Multicultural yeah, this must have fallen to like an anarchist uprising or something. Interesting. Why does Mecklenburg Strelitz not like me? I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to get as much of Germany into my bloc as possible. Russia's so close to losing major power status, and they're going into so much debt, so surely we can... They're going to bankrupt very soon, I think, and then we can try and get them into the bloc. With Prussia in the bloc, that'll be a huge country to annex. Yep, Russia's so big. 11 million GDP here. And, I mean, some really good states. I mean, there's not that many amazing states Prussia has, but like Oberschlesien, 51 coal, 23 lead. Not too bad. Yeah, actually, the Prussian states aren't that good. Except for, like, Westphalia, but we already have that. I guess Rhineland's okay. I'm gonna try to get India to pass no migration controls again. Because, yeah, we do need their pops. Okay, they decline this. I promise to not trade dyes with the world. This is such a big deal. Oh no, what will I do without my dye trades? Okay, prop tax is passed. How much money is this actually gonna give me? There's no way it's... Um... Okay, well, I don't know. My budget's negative 115K, but I guess we're only running like negative 30K when we consider the investment pool, which is not too bad. We might be able to expand construction even. Good, good. If we were to go back to per capita, I assume we'd be losing a lot of money. Guess it shows it as positive, but you can see it only shows it +4, whereas the other one was showing like plus 125K. Um, oh, we can't get the Netherlands as a subject here because they think we'd make no meaningful difference. Hmm. Brazil. Brazil sabotaging me. Except actually we don't care about getting them as a subject. Let's just support them. Because we do want to make sure that they stay in our bloc. Russia just continues to go into more debt. I'm very surprised that they aren't bankrupt, really. They just declared a war against Austria. Which, I don't know if they're going to win or not. It's a pretty close war. I imagine that this is going to be the thing that actually sends them into bankruptcy. I mean, they're in 18.3 million debt with 14 million GDP. Surely they bankrupt soon. My GDP is finally starting to go up, although, yeah, it's not huge. It's not as huge as I would hope. I'm starting to build up some more construction. I should probably get a little bit more greener grass. How's my mass migration attraction right now? Yeah, it's pretty low just because we don't have many incorporated states. Once USA incorporates in like 5 more years, we should have a lot more ability to get mass migrations. I guess we can also... Oh, India is split up into a million states. That's kind of unfortunate for us. Um, okay, well, I guess in East India Company didn't even end up passing no migration control, so it's not like it would have mattered too much. Hopefully we get some migrants from over here. I imagine we will be able to. Yeah, I think it's better when it's East India Company, though. Unfortunate. This coup is really scary. I don't know what to do. Um, I think actually there's like nothing I can do to stop this coup. Yeah. Really being arrogant is a little bit unfortunate. I guess I just have to take this one because I don't want to get the minus, or I don't want to get the loan interest rate that the other option would give, because that's pretty bad. Spain beating up France is kind of crazy. France is not having a good game. Yeah, okay, we get couped again. It's unfortunate. I mean, I guess it gives a lot of legitimacy, but yeah, we've gotten couped so many times this run. I'm gonna conquer the Portuguese East Africa for my next war. I don't know why. Spain might join and we can like annex their revolt here if they do. I think this is a decent war. You know, we can try to get all of Eastern Africa this way. Should be pretty nice. I imagine that most of the fighting is going to happen in um, Oldenburg, assuming that they do actually join this war. Because I think Spain will join, right? Yeah, Spain does join. Okay. So I'll add in transfer Oldenburg. Oh wow, Spain has 120 troops here. Well, the war started. We're pushing Oldenburg, but they are currently trying to naval invade my capital, so let's defend that. And then, yeah, they're winning down here. That's not good. Seems like it's kind of over for stuff in East Africa. I mean, we can try and hold it. Yeah, you gotta try and hold it. Oh, Prussia started a unified Germany play. They're gonna lose that. Let's just add in, like, liberate Pomerania. And yeah, they're gonna lose that. There's just no question about it. France is in this war. I'm landing the capital of Portuguese East Africa. Oh, they actually defended that? Okay, I did not expect that. Oh, and they brought a fleet here? Wow. Yeah, we lose those battles now that because we only have one troop assigned here. If I assign a couple more, maybe we can do it? Like, one, 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 to this one stack. Oh, I have to redo that now? Great. Yeah, let's send over 3 more troops. And that way we might stand a little bit more of a chance, because it'll be like a 4v4. That might work. Yeah. Okay, we can try that. The 4 stack. Go for Mozambique again. So we can land Mozambique. That would be very good. That way we don't have to wait for Spain to capitulate before we can beat Portugal. Yeah, it looks like Prussia is just losing this, which is to be expected. I am actually winning some of these landing battles. Oh, but not this one? Or am I winning this one? Maybe. We have more kills than them, which is good for morale loss. Yes, we are winning this seemingly. Okay. After that, we'll only need one more win. 30 more months till we incorporate the USA, which will be a big, nice thing for our economy. No more minus 10 MAPI over there, minus 50% conscriptable battalion, so much stuff. Yes, Zealand is like really just the only state that I've actually built up. I should really start building up some of my other states some more, I think. Yeah. Prussia accepts a full peace deal? Alright, I think Prussia's like gonna be bankrupt, right? No? Really? Wow. I guess that deleted some of Prussia's debt? They're only in 5 million GDP. There's no way they can handle 11.8 million debt. That's absurd. Well, it looks like they're dropping to minor power anyway. Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like we can't capitulate Portugal until Spain's out of the war, but Spain is going to be out of the war pretty soon. France is invading the Netherlands. Okay, we don't care too much about that. Oh, we can spread our primary culture to the Netherlands. That's good. Hmm. Okay. Oh, I have a defensive pact with Netherlands? Dang. Okay. I'm illegitimate and I can't reform because I got cooed. Okay, please, France, don't put any war goals against me. Okay, yeah, now Spain is out of the war. We are winning, of course. Yep, now we got the war goal against Portugal. Interesting that Portugal isn't already negative. I don't know why Spain was capitulating so much faster than Portugal. Should just be able to, yeah, capitulate out of this war. Portugal isn't even negative, but they're willing to accept the annexation of Portuguese East Africa. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna keep a little bit more construction. I'm about to research Zeppelins. I think I want to delay it, because I don't think I'm quite ready to fight the UK yet. The UK's done pretty well this game. It's crazy. I'm still below the UK. I do want to transfer Canada or lib Canada. I don't know. Probably transfer? I don't know. Might be pretty easy to get Canada in the bloc, actually. Like, what is our relation with Canada? I mean, we do have neutral, so maybe we can just liberate Canada, liberate Scotland, conquer London, something like, or conquer Yorkshire Midlands, something like that. I don't know. I was doing a lot of testing for this run about trying to like liberate England, but apparently you just like can't liberate England. Like it's just impossible. Even if you conquer the home counties and give it back to Britain, which was like the old strategy, you just can't liberate England, and I have no idea why. I'm gonna break my treaty with the Dutch because Britain's also declaring a war on the Dutch, and I don't want to join this one. I want the Dutch to just back down so that I can done with these wars and just get them to accept unification with me. That would be very nice. Yeah, definitely want to annex them into Sweden, and we would also get like the Dutch East Indies and stuff from that, which would be very nice. I forgot to break the Guarantee Independence Treaty. I'm pretty sure I can break this and it doesn't give me a minus Diplo rep, right? Yeah, okay. Or no. Okay. Huh, I got worthless words. Oh no, this is not the same thing. Okay, yeah, we're fine. That's just from something else. I'm gonna invite Pomerania to the block, and now I'm gonna start working towards getting Prussia into the block as well. Yeah, do that. We should easily get 200 leverage on Prussia. Get them into the block. Spread Swedish culture to them. Annex them. It'll be pretty nice. Yeah, we can do Zeppelins at any time. We just like need a stronger navy, really. So I should start upgrading my navy to get ready for Zeppelins. Because I do want to invade the UK. Like lib Scotland and whatever. Now we have the US incorporated. Well, the South is still incorporating for a little bit longer, but most of the US is incorporated. Or apparently I forgot to incorporate Arkansas. But yeah, the USA is incorporating. Oh, some of the stuff in the West does take 25 years to incorporate instead of 10 years. I mean, instead of 15 years. So yeah, that stuff's going to be a little bit longer. But we're doing pretty good. Oh, is that Canada invading Mexico? Or no, that's just like the UK. I could take my claims from Mexico, I guess. That is something I could do. I do kind of just want to take some states from the UK, though, like Yorkshire or whatever. Netherlands is now supporting me for Scandinavia, which is good. Is there anyone else I can culture convert? I don't think yet, right? I think Mecklenburg-Strelitz has still got a little bit longer to go. Schaumburg-Lippe actually we can do, but that's a pretty small one. Yeah, so I just need to finish off my rebellions, and then we can annex the Netherlands, which is going to be a pretty good annex. That is only 7 million GDP. Well, it's 15 million GDP, except that it just had zero market access for a little bit there, so it went down. Prussia wasn't letting me subjugate them in their civil war because they thought we'd make no meaningful difference. Bruh, Prussia's losing their civil war. That's kind of unfortunate. I'm gonna release Sami real quick so we can annex the Netherlands and Schaumburg-Lippe. Nice. Oh, interesting that the revolt stayed in my power block. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's super good that the revolt stays in my power block. Actually, I think I remember something like this where you like rev swapped to go independent but stay in your overlord's power block from when I was doing like India stuff. Yeah, I remember this. Okay, well that's nice. Means we'll still be able to spread our primary culture to Prussia pretty easily. I'm out of infamy. I don't think I'm ready to fight the UK quite yet, so I'm gonna go take my return states from Mexico. Yeah, there's like a lot of gold in this part of the world, and also there's some oil, so pretty nice stuff to take. And see, now that we own the USA, our migration attraction is a pretty good 73 mass migration attraction. Very nice, although we're not actually getting a ton of migrants right now. We need the Indian states to get more turmoil, which I think they should get. You know, their SOL is pretty low. They got a bunch of people below minimum expected, so yeah, they got some turmoil in a lot of these countries, I think. Some of them don't have turmoil, of course. Some of them do, so we should be able to get some migrants, hopefully, which are always very nice. I guess I can actually afford a lot more construction. Yeah, I should expand more. How's Denmark doing in Lyriazar? I'm really hoping we can get them down to being aloof, along with Norway. Both these guys are still defiant. I guess we did just get a bunch of information, and now they're kind of raising in Liberty's ire a little bit. Dang, Prussia left the bloc. That's not very good. We gotta try to get them back in the bloc. I do want to annex Prussia. Yeah, okay. I'll do whatever I can to get Prussia returned to leverage again so we can reinvite them. That does mean we're gonna have to annex them like after 1900 at the earliest, though. We can make peace with Mexico, taking all of our claims. Nice little expansion there. We do have the Civil War in Java, which I should go deal with. I do want to test out what happens if we try to culture swap the Swedish East Indies to Swedish. I guess I can actually just use change language of administration. Don't actually have to use the thing. The question is, like, can they support you for unification, right? I don't know. I guess... Oh, wait, they do support me. The question is, does that actually annex them? Well, I checked, and the answer is yes! It does work. So that means if I release Sami and unification plays Scandinavia, we now own the Swedish East Indies as, you know, integral part of Sweden, clearly. I think it's time for war with the British Empire. Okay, this is gonna be pretty tough, but yeah, liberate Canada, liberate Australia, and liberate Scotland. Those are my war goals. And then we're also going, yeah, we're gonna swap up to Zeppelin real quick. And then go for the compression ignition. Also, we're gonna need probably a lot of ports for this war. So I'll build those up. So should maybe build the navy up even more with some ironclads. I don't know. We're gonna need a lot. I'll put this army on this front. This army. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Delete the Lancers. Conscript up a lot more shrapnel. I think this is gonna be my main army that I try to naval invade the UK with. While this army goes into Canada. Then we have some other army go down here in Africa. Okay, that seems good. Britain's war goal is conquer Swedish Northern Cape. That is certainly a war goal. There's up in the air just triggered. But we don't want to click this yet because, of course, the war hasn't started, so there is no point. Interesting, Limburg is a crown land. You should improve relations with it, I guess. I think I'm going to try to land the lowlands first. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to hold off on clicking the up in the air event, I guess. Should I? No, actually, let's not. Let's just click it. It'll be fine. Okay, we're going for lowlands. Should be relatively easy to land the lowlands, seemingly. Well, they're going to try and use their navy to stop me. Oh, they're also going to try to use their navy to just naval invade our capital. So let's just quickly get a bunch of conscripts in our capital and defend it. Like that. Because we don't want to lose our capital. That would be very bad. It looks like we are going to get a pretty easy landing. Oh no, they actually are defending this. But, I mean, it looks like we're going to win these naval battles and then get in, right? That's our second naval battle that we're going to win. Yeah, after a couple more battles, this army should stop being big enough to count. Yep, okay, now we can start planning invasion, or preparing invasion. Very good. Get enough generals, that'll be important. Because we need 100 org to make sure we get this landing. If we can get this landing, then things become a lot simpler. Okay, yeah, we got the landing through. Very good. Now the goal is to push south for London. Or we could do a second naval invasion. We actually have, like, no navy guarding, so I should split off at least something to try that. Yeah, I'll split off a decent amount of troops for that, actually. That's about half of them. Yeah, just go do a naval invasion on London, see what they do against that. Meanwhile, we also have our army just in the British Isles already. If we can land London, then of course we enforce all of our war goals. So that would be ideal. Oh no. They are in Gotaland. Okay. Well, that is not ideal. I'm gonna have to split this army in two, which actually we need to do anyway because this army has no org. Have this 15 stack. Stay on this front. Meanwhile, this one guards this Gotaland front until we get into London, and then we can redirect our navy to dealing with this Gotaland front with a naval invasion or something, I guess. We got into London, so UK is capitulating, and pretty quickly, actually. So yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, the fronts have merged because I guess we got Yorkshire and London. And I think if they merge if there's a single state along the front line that is shared, essentially. So in this case, that state is the Midlands. So yeah, okay. Britain's gonna be capitulating. Trying to beat their navy here so that we can be ready to do naval invasions. Can't really do either of those things. Or actually, maybe we can do free trade. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Feared but not loved. Can get that -10 infamy. That would be very nice. Let's see if they accept. Please. No, Spanish Senegal rejected suggestion. How dare they? Now that I defeated their navy, I think I can just naval invade Gotaland. Because, yeah, they don't seem to have any navy here anymore. Oh, apparently this is actually the sea zone for Gotaland. Yeah, we can land Gotaland. Take it back. The UK is very much getting occupied right now. Their GDP's gotten cut in half from occupation. Surprised my budget's still so negative considering I'm only using like half my construction right now. Yeah, that might not be a good sign for our budget's health, but I'm sure it's fine. Our country is sort of getting occupied a little bit right now. So yeah, it'll be fine. I need more engines. I should not have my logging camps on labor saving PMs. Right now at least, because I still have a good amount of like labor. Yeah, let's turn these off. Alright. Yes, UK is about to go negative war support. So we can... Nope, we can't quite enforce. We can enforce quite a bit earlier though by just giving Britain Swedish Northern Cape, and I really don't care about this. It's got like 100,000 pops. So I'll just give it to them so that we can peace out of that war. Liberating Scotland and Canada and Australia. All three countries that we want to get into the bloc to annex as soon as possible. So I'll start improving relations with Canada and Australia. And then Scotland, it should be relatively simple. I can actually invite a lot of people into the bloc, because I did a little bit ago, like, get a bunch of leverage on people. I can now invite a ton of people. But it's time for the next round of people. Do I have an interest in North Sea? Yeah, I do. So I should be able to do a treaty with Scotland here, like that. That should give me a good amount of leverage on them. Hopefully 200. Yes, 255. Good. Now we need to get our attitude up with Canada. Military assistance is going to be the way. Yep, now they're cooperative. So I should just be able to do a simple treaty here and get good leverage on Canada. Let's see. Puts me at 100 leverage. Okay, I guess we're going to need a defensive pact. Hopefully that'll get us... No, that's only 150 leverage. We need a little bit more somehow. I don't know how to get a little bit more, to be honest. I guess we could try to establish John Paradox. I should actually do that. Let's survey a skyscraper. Oh, now it's at plus 200. Okay, that's good. Is there anyone I can rival for a little bit more influence? Sure, I'll rival Mexico. Should I rival Italy? I do kind of want them to stop supporting the independence of Denmark as a thing, so I've been improving relations. Maybe it's kind of hopeless. It probably is hopeless. Yeah, let's just rival Italy for a little bit more influence. I have some power block member that has multiculturalism that's hurting my cohesion a bunch. That's unfortunate. I want to keep cohesion at least at 60 because that is like very important for keeping leverage up. Yes, I need to figure out who has multiculturalism and try and annex them probably. I think it's Hesse Cassel. I'm just gonna kick him from the power block actually. Yeah, that'll be nice. Get rid of that -10 cohesion. I'm gonna try to grant like Aceh to Denmark. I want to try to get them to stop being defiant, start just being like aloof. So it'd be nice if they could like actually swap, you know. They got +10 from North Sumatra. That's kind of surprising. Surely they can just like become loyal. I'm giving them so much stuff. Okay, now they're aloof. That took quite a bit. Um, so they should like support me, right? Surely. I mean, yeah, okay. They are supporting me. Now, like, could we do the same thing with like Norway? What would I give Norway? Like, hmm, there's nothing really good to give Norway. I guess I can give them Denmark after we annex Denmark. I'll just quickly release Sami. We can annex Pomerania, Mecklenburg-Strelitz, and Denmark. This one. Sami releases independent. Good, good, good. There goes Denmark from the map, finally. Took a while to get Denmark out. A really long while. But it's finally over for Denmark. Oh, now Norway supports me, like immediately after. So I guess I'll just instantly really re-release Sami and fight them as soon as we beat them. Okay, the first Sami is defeated. Now I can release another one. Launch unification play. And there is Norway annexed. Nice, now we actually own all of the core Scandinavian states finally. It only took, what, like 63 years. Unfortunately, Australia decided to rejoin the British Empire bloc, and they are antagonistic to me, so yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get Australia into the bloc very easily. I can try guaranteeing their independence to improve relations, but it's going to be tough. I'm just conquering Bremen because they were like constantly antagonistic, so I figure might as well just conquer them. I'm gonna spam a bunch of universities down in Tennessee just because I do want to get my tech spread up a little bit because I'm still tech spreading in all three categories, and I figure should probably fix that, especially because we just got the skyscraper. I'm thinking maybe I should swap my dedicated research to telephone just so we can get John Paradox Company going. I don't know. Going for John Paradox, I think, makes a lot of sense. Like John Paradox and Ford as my final two companies. I guess we also have to go macroeconomics for that, which, yeah, that's going to take a minute. Oh, we got enough leverage on Canada and Scotland. We can now invite them to the bloc. Very nice. For some reason, my cohesion has, like, fallen off a cliff, and I'm not really sure why. Is there some country in my bloc that I, like, really don't accept the pops of? Like, Maguinda now. Like, is this the problem? Do I need to grant Maguinda now independence? I don't know. I think so. I think I need to grant Maguinda now independence. And Malaya. I think I got these as subjects from annexing someone? I can't really remember who. What? That's so weird. Malaya has all of the Indian cultures, and so does Bengal. Huh. We got West Bengal, Malaya, and Bengal with all of the Indian cultures. Huh. Okay. My guess is that all of the different Malay cultures are contributing to lowering the acceptance instead of it counting as like one country's acceptance. Since they have like 30 cultures, they're being counted as basically as important as every other country combined. So as soon as I finish off Darfur, I'll try and grant them independence and see what that does to our cohesion. We should be beating Darfur. Yes. Okay. Malaya. Why can I not grant you independence? Well, you are independent. Okay, you're just in the block, apparently. I guess I just invited them to the block. Okay, well, I'll kick them from the block. Okay, yeah, that massively increases cohesion. Interesting that it works that way. So if someone has like 30 cultures, you cannot have low relations with them. I think it's time we ban Russia from having access to the Baltic Sea. So, that means we're going to be conquering Ingria. We're going to be transferring the Baltic governorates. We're going to be conquering Lithuania. We're going to be conquering East Karelia. We're going to be conquering Kola. And this war is actually going to be a little bit hard because, yeah, or not Britain, Russia is pretty strong. But if I just raise my conscripts, we can probably win this war. We might need to get more conscripts, or even build some more units. I'm not really sure. Yeah, we're going to be taking over the Baltic Sea from Russia. That did actually give me quite a bit of infamy. I occupied my subject that tried to revolt in this. They joined Russia for independence. But, yeah, it seems like the war is going pretty okay. Might want to add in a little bit more conscripts, I think. Yeah, let's add in a bit more conscripts. Just to, ensure victory. I'm also doing this naval invasion, of course. So that can also be a thing that will just slowly help us out. I mean, it will, like, distract some troops. Yeah, our battles in Ingria are going pretty well. We get good occupation. Also, the battles in the north are going even better. I already got 50% occupation on Kola. Okay, well, I occupied Ingria, so I guess that's the war goal. Well, now we're losing, so I guess I'm going to be on defense. Because, yeah, we have a negative advantage. We got some native uprising over here, so I guess I'll send over a small amount of troops to deal with that. Should also promote some generals. Make sure we don't have org problems. But I'll send over a 10 stack to just deal with this Comanche uprising so it doesn't conquer all of North America. I'm slowly colonizing over here right now. Prussia got themselves into another civil war. Should probably help them out in that before Prussia becomes a new country again. Russia really doesn't want to accept peace, so I guess we're gonna have to go to like minus 100. Yeah, or Spain will have to capitulate, but I don't think Spain is gonna capitulate. Oh, Spain is actually about to capitulate. Okay, well that might do something. Probably not that much. I don't know. They're currently getting minus 50, so that should go away, right? It should become like maybe minus 5 or something without Spain in the war, I would think. So yeah, Spain is contributing quite a lot of the power projection. That's minus 22 still. Okay. Hmm. Just spread my primary culture to Prussia. That's a pretty big country. I should really start spreading my primary culture throughout Germany, because I think, yeah, pretty much all the German countries I'm now able to spread my primary culture to, so that means that, yeah, we can get them to support us for unification. We are going to wait for our cohesion to go back up now, I guess. If we give them regime change in Magwinda now, they're kind of close to accepting. Let's do some more battles, I guess. Yeah, we just need like 8 more weeks or something. Oh, Russia's having a huge civil war. Interesting. I guess I can give them regime change in Magwinda now, and that's this war over. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty big civil war Russia's in. Okay. Unfortunately, it's a major power, not a minor power, so we can't like join the revolt for subjugation or anything. But still a little bit interesting that there was a civil war there. I should reincorporate everything. Although these provinces, you know, it's kind of hard to incorporate them because I would just keep giving them away. And I guess the same thing is going to apply to northern Norway. I could use Jan Mayen. I should use Jan Mayen as my country to release, I guess. It does mean we'll have to do a naval invasion, I think. Or I've seen that there might be a land thing between them before. I don't know. Hmm. Well, let's get our annex on Prussia by releasing Jan Mayen and then launching the unification play against Jan Man. Kind of insane to do it against Jan Man. But anyway, now we can incorporate Prussia into Sweden. Okay, we do have the land front against Jan Man, the mythical land front against Jan Man. That doesn't make any sense. Guess I'll go past rights of assembly because the radical movement's kind of mad, so I can try to keep it happy this way. They don't really want to fight a civil war right now. That would be pretty bad. We do have a lot of radicals, so it'd be nice to clear them out, I guess, but I don't want to fight a civil war. Yeah, civil war would be annoying, I think. Should maybe try to go for max law enforcement, but that would cost quite a bit of bureaucracy is the problem. Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot of bureaucracy to spare. And we can always get more migrants into Svealand, it feels like. It feels like I always have like 150,000 peasants here. I guess that is actually the maximum amount of peasants. The rest is just unemployed. Yeah, we just randomly get more migrants here all the time. Mass migration attraction is pretty good. Hmm. We can spread our primary culture to Canada, and I assume, yep, that also means Scotland. That's very good. Should mean we get both of them supporting us. Yes, we do. Very good. So once we're done with this great CO nation, we can annex Canada and Scotland, which will be very nice. Pretty big expansion. Yeah, Canada's got 50 million GDP. Scotland's got 8 million GDP, which isn't a whole lot, but it's also like a little bit of the British Isles, which, kind of nice to have. Easy way to beat Britain in future wars. Yep, there's the Great CO Nation done. So we got 5 people supporting me right now. Lippe, Saxe Meiningen, Saxe Weimar, Scotland, and Canada. So let's quickly release Jan Mayen and then do our unification play for Sweden. And yeah, that annexes Canada, which is pretty good. No more Canada or Scotland. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Well, I just got my 6th company slot because I guess we tech spreaded corporate charters or corporate governance. So that means we need to build 5 motor industries in Michigan. Yeah, I want to get the Ford company. And we're also gonna, I think, disband wood because now we don't need rubber. So I think I'll replace wood with like Nokia or generic paper. I'm actually not sure which one is better because I guess Nokia will overlap with John Paradox, I think. So might just be better to do generic. Like what is Nokia's bonus? I don't know. Nokia, what is your bonus? Yeah, it's not very good, so I think we just go like generic paper. Probably should have taken Asturias, because then we could do just like Duro y Campania, and that would cover everything nicely, right? Yeah, that would cover everything so nicely if we had Duro, but we don't have Duro. So we have to do this. Oh, do I have 2 companies? I should like not have given this sulfur mines. Oops. Oops. Well, apparently Saxe Coburg Gotha hates me. Once I deal with this rebellion, I'm going to do it again so you can annex Schwarzburg and Anhalt. Clean up the borders a little bit. Unfortunately, that Saxe Coburg Gotha just hates me. Okay, establish Ford. Then I'm going to give that rubber. Then I'm going to disband the wood company. Get the... do I want to go Nokia just because it won't cost us an industry charter? I mean, 10% bureaucracy would be a little bit nice, but I think I just don't want to pay the industry charter, so I'm going to go Nokia. I guess it also gives us power plants, which, yeah, that is actually good. I thought it was telephones. It's actually power plants. Oops. I just realized that. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Get power plants, I guess. Huh. Okay. So, I need more authority. I guess I can remove my greener grass campaigns. Yeah, they're not really necessary. Now we can get monopolies on motor, automotive, and rubber. Yeah. Okay. I'm about to get compression ignition in just a little bit, which will be nice. Then I guess I can start going for macroeconomics. Let's release Jan Mayen to annex Anhalt and stuff. Gotta clean up the borders yet again. Yeah, that'll be good. No more Anhalt on the map. Very clean borders. I guess I should turn on the compression ignition PMs. Yeah, we should have plenty of oil because, we own the USA, and the USA has quite a lot of oil. That is quite a known fact about the USA. So we can turn on a bunch of oil PMs, which is going to be very nice. I don't know how much oil we actually have. We still have a little bit of extra oil, but not enough where I want to turn on diesel pump, I think. At least not yet. We can build more oil and then maybe turn on diesel pump. Yeah, we've got lots of oil to build up still. Well, Newfoundland kind of ugly, so we have to conquer Newfoundland. Well, actually, we have a claim on it because we annexed Canada. Um, yeah, I guess while we're at it, we might as well conquer some states from Britain. We'll take Yorkshire and Lancashire. Sure. Guess we could also like liberate Ireland and Wales because we can. I mean, there's no way we're getting UK to major power and then subjugating them to annex, right? So we might as well just lib Ireland and Wales to weaken the UK a little bit and make them a little bit less likely to back down in this war, I guess. And then raise conscripts, put most of my armies over here, put a tiny one on Newfoundland. It should be good. I guess I could guard Africa. Yeah, let's put a little bit in the Africa front. I guess I should expand my army a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger army to make sure we win this war. 200 plus, I don't know, that much? Yeah, okay, that's a good stack. Let's upgrade you as well. Trying to build up a bunch of good army stacks that we can use to make sure this war is relatively painless. I guess I can also set my army over here and convoy raid the UK to ensure that all of their troops are useless. Oh, Britain's currently in a war against France. There's quite a few war goals in that war. Yeah, our war just started. We should be beating the British. See how their market does. We should be doing a good job at destroying their market access over time, I think. Oh, already gotten it down to 96% in just like the first week of the war, I think. Maybe that's just their normal market access? I don't know. Looks like it's going up, which is a little bit strange. We would not expect that. Wait, what happened to my navy? Huh? I'm so confused why it did that. What? I didn't do that. Huh? I definitely didn't split off the stuff when they died. Okay, that's actually really confusing. I'm gonna retire this commander and put him back up, and then, I guess, guard against naval invasions that are coming now. Send some troops over here to Ireland. We need to make sure to not lose Ireland. I need to go defend this before Italy just, like, lands in my country. Uh-oh. Please, Italy, don't successfully land in Gotaland. Forgot that this was a separate sea tile you could invade through. Okay, I think we get back in time. Yeah, okay. They only had one army, so we get back in time. Good. How's our landing into London going? Looks like it's going pretty well. So that's good. Also, our push into Yorkshire and Lancashire looks to be going well. Yeah, we're kind of losing in Ireland, but we're doing really good on the main front. Maybe I should send some more troops into Ireland just to make sure we don't get kicked out of there and have to worry about that too much. We're currently pushing into the Midlands and about to take Lancashire, I guess. So I should start pushing into Wales, because Wales is the final war goal after we get Lancashire. Well, we got London. I'm moving this army over here, by the way, because I'm trying to stop this coup. And the coup has this army. Okay. GDP is looking pretty solid. We're almost at like 1.3 billion. I was honestly very sad with how our GDP was doing for a while in this run, but managed to use the cultural commonwealth stuff to make a little bit of a comeback. Well, the UK is now negative, but I'm going to go all the way to negative 100. I think if we push East Anglia, we can actually get them to total occupation, because they're currently at 87.4%. So with East Anglia, I'm thinking probably going to be slightly over 90. Let's see what happens after this battle. Like, what does it go to? 87.3 to 89.1. So yeah, this battle should be the one to get us to total occupation, which will make them start ticking super fast. You can see if we try to add everything that they don't accept. Yeah. And there they are at total occupation, so now it's only going to be a couple more weeks until they are capitulated. Yep, there's that war done. Italy proposes a white peace. And now we have Yorkshire and Lancashire as parts of the great Swedish Empire, as well as Newfoundland, which of course is core Swedish territory. Very good. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this run went, I think. Limburg is supporting my unification. We'd like to get like Saxe, Coburg, Gotha and stuff, but no, we can't really get them. Well, I guess I'll take Limburg. Let's just quickly annex them. Or, do I want to form Scandinavia now? I guess we could do that. Well, what I was planning on doing was releasing Sweden and Scotland and stuff, and then swapping their culture and forming Scandinavia, but what I realized is they have to be in the bloc for 5 years to convert their culture, so that doesn't work. Could just do it anyway to annex like our subjects, like United Baltic provinces and stuff. I don't know. I guess we could do that because I mean, there's no reason not to, right? Yeah. I mean, like theoretically, if we were going to continue this run, there's no reason to form Scandinavia here. But to finish things off, I'm going to form Scandinavia. We can get Finnish as a primary culture if we want. Uh, One thing with Finnish is this has a Uralic language trait group, but we don't care about that right now. Let's just take the 5% pop loyalists. Yeah, very nice Scandinavia here, taking over the Baltic, northern Germany. Oh, I should really conquer Luxembourg. This is so ugly. We need Luxembourg. Luxembourg is not allowed to stay on this earth for much longer. Also, let's invest in a little bit more construction. You know, only 1.3 billion GDP. What am I doing? We can get better. Surely. Yeah. Okay, I've got a huge surplus of oil. I should spend it on something. I'll go diesel engines. That'll be a good way to use up the oil. Yeah, as well as probably building way more automotive industries. That'll help utilize all those new motors that we got because we're gonna have such a surplus of motors now with diesel engines because it's like triple the engine production. Yeah. Um, just spam up some railways because we have minus infrastructure in some places, and we need to use our engines, right? So might as well spam up some railways. I'm also gonna conquer Saxe Coburg Gotha because that is also very ugly for the borders. I'm gonna turn on houseware plastics, I guess. Going up in the GDP right now. Probably gonna hit like 1.7 billion pretty soon. Um, we are lacking demand for a lot of things. Oh, apparently we've got pretty good demand for tools and steel right now, so I guess we should build those things up. Sure, like Nebraska, we can build you like a 120 tools factory. I guess I'm gonna need a lot of infra for that. And then same thing with steel. What's gonna have a lot of peasants? Alabama. Okay, you get a big steel factory for your automobiles. We're gonna need even more railways there now. Well, I think that's where I'm gonna end up the run. 1.72 billion GDP. I'm kind of happy with this ending GDP, but I was really sad with how my GDP was doing in like 1870. I only had like 50 million compared to my previous Scandinavia run had like 150 million. So I think we kind of got carried by the cultural commonwealth ability to annex the USA and stuff. That really helped us out a lot. So I really don't know how to feel about this run. Maybe I don't know. I think maybe it just the early game wasn't as good as it could have been. I think the run could have been a lot better if I had done a better early game, but I'm not exactly sure what would have been good. Maybe like declaring on Norway early to take northern Norway so we could release Jan Mayen for Scandinavia formables. We don't lose Norland and Oulu as good states because these states have lots of resources. Um, maybe also like invading Denmark and Finland early instead of USA, although I do feel like invading USA early is good so that you will be able to subjugate them. I don't know. It's kind of tough. Maybe right after you invade USA, you have to go for Finland. Because I did feel like our GDP in the early game was just so bad because we had such little construction. Yeah. Part of that is just going to be the removal of the investment pool multiplier and the 15-year incorporation instead of 10 or instead of 5-year. Of course, those do make things a lot harder for early game GDP growth, but it hasn't been to this extent in my other runs of 1.12, that's for sure. Let's look at some other stuff before we end up the run. Companies. We got generic coal, generic furniture, generic tools, Nokia, munitions, and Ford. Pretty good company setup. If we had gotten macroeconomics and telephone, of course, our seventh company was going to be John Paradox and Company, which is like a secret company. You need like a skyscraper, some art academies, and telephones if you want to get it in Sweden, and it will only tell you about it once you already have the requirements. Yeah. Guess I'll also quickly take a look at the culture map mode and religion map mode. Okay. Yeah, everything's still Protestant and Catholic where it would normally be, I think. Except for maybe Geller being Catholic. I don't know if that's normal. Um, and you can see here on the culture map mode, everything also looks pretty normal, except that there's a lot of Korean minorities in Denmark and Scania. And Sweden or Svealand, our capital, is not majority Swedish. In fact, instead we have a ton of small minorities: 2 million Norwegians, 2 million North Germans, 800,000 Hungarians, 680,000 Tamil, and so on. That in total comprise 60% of the population. Um, Anything else interesting? I don't know if this is the normal borders of Finland versus Swedish culture. The USA stuff looks mostly normal, except for, I guess, Alabama being North Italian, Montana being Somali. Yeah, other than that, all this looks kind of normal. We never ended up colonizing Kenya because of the Omani claim there. I guess I can quickly show off my institutions and laws that I ended up with. I actually forgot to go colonial offices 5 ever in this run. Although I don't think I invaded that many unrecognized countries after we got colonial offices up. These are the laws we have here. And then, yeah, 28 legitimacy. Pretty decent laws, I'd say. Only thing is, like, we're not on women's suffrage. Yeah, getting women's suffrage is always good, but you have to, like, go onto a voting law for that, which is kind of annoying. I don't know. It's probably worth just going women's suffrage, really. So anyways, yeah, these are what our borders look like, and that is the end of the video. So goodbye.